Let's dive in. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact 3 steps that turn Claude from something you talk to into something that works for you. Okay, and this is the brand new updated version with Claude. And so by the end, you'll watch me connect Gmail, calendar, build a skill, schedule it to run everything, and I don't have to touch it. It does it automatically, right? So if you didn't join a cohort, this is your reference video. If you didn't, this alone will get you 80% of the way on this skill, but otherwise we have another cohort coming up, one Zoom call a week, 4 weeks, to help you understand Claude, ChatGPT, and how to automate everything. So it's definitely getting you that AI fluency that everybody's after these days. We've got to stay ahead, and these things are updating constantly, so this is your access. I'll put the link to the cohorts in the description. There are beginner and advanced levels coming up. So let's start right away. Claude Desktop, right here. This is Claude Desktop, okay? There's a Claude you can join in your web browser, but the desktop gives you additional features that you don't have on your phone or in a browser version. So they have now moved co-work from up here to in the message box right here. So what you want to do is go from the chat into co-work, and you can connect your apps a few different ways, okay? So there's this connectors tab, and you go into all of these that you can connect. Right here at the top, add connector, browse connectors, okay? Another way to do that is through your settings down here, and you can go into your settings or get apps and extensions. Again, same thing, different ways to do it, okay? But we'll just dive into here, get the connectors. This is the one I want you to practice with anyways, because when you go into connectors, you can always add things from Google Drive. Super cool tip there. So stick with that, and then under the add connectors, browse connectors, and then start typing, right? If you want to connect Zoom and have all your meetings recorded, do Zoom for Claude. Or you can add all these different things. One of the students said mind map. There's a lot of different mind maps you can do inside Claude, and even different ones in ChatGPT if that's your thing, but we'll do a separate one covering ChatGPT and how to automate things in there. So just trying to keep this one specific to Claude and keep it short. So check this out. Once you connect them, you'll see in your list of connectors what is all able to be accessed by Claude, okay? So you make sure these are toggled on, and if there's anything like this that shows up, the access is not working currently. And so you just click on it and reconnect, go through the process, okay? So that's the kind of the simple version right there. And then the main ones I always recommend are Gmails, Google Calendars, Google Docs, right? So those are the main workhorses for your connections, to not only save files, but to be able to work on what's actually applicable on a daily basis, okay? So now that they're connected, quick test, say, what's on my calendar this week? Let's see what's coming up. So it's going to pull right from my calendar, and obviously the goal is to have it give me a breakdown of exactly what's on my daily to-do list. So every time I wake up, it's got a lot of things right now. So what we're doing right now is recording the video for the cohort bonus. We've got some cash investors we're going to talk to later, and do yoga because my wife teaches an amazing class later. So again, that's the quick check. All right. One thing to know when you're going through this, and if you have anyone you need to work with, say, this entitlements check-in, I've got an email that I need to write to them. Claude will write the email and save it in the drafts of your Gmail, okay? And so it'll save it, pull this up, go to drafts specifically, okay, in your Gmail, and it'll be right at the top, okay? So that's just one thing to note. If you tell it to automatically write emails for you, that's where it will save it. Claude will not send the emails, okay? You have to go through, check it, and make sure you hit send. Cool? Awesome. So let's keep this going. Step 2, building the skill creator. So in a new chat, we're in co-work, right? We want to build a skill, okay? Here's what's happening. It's going to interview me. It's going to ask me what triggers this, what steps it follows, and what the output should look like. Feed it the real morning brief content live. So every morning, right? So we have the repetition. We go in here. We're going to go into skills. We want to browse skills. We want to create one, right? So we want to go under skill creator. So we'll start with that, and it puts in this narrative right here. Super simple. The reason for this is it automatically knows what to do when you ask for something versus just being a generic hunt and find and research and give you what hopefully you need. This is a skill that's repeatable, okay? Like if you learn a skill yourself, you have that knowledge, okay? So same with Claude. We're teaching it a skill that it can reuse over and over and over, okay? So we're going to feed it our real morning brief. So every morning, here we go. Every morning, we want you to search Gmail, read calendar, find deal related messages, summarize priorities, then in 60 seconds give me an easy read format so I understand the top 3 priorities in my day, and then draft email responses for me to review and send ASAP. Keeps me on top of things, right? So when Claude finishes that review, say I've completed the review, and then create the skill. Okay? So we're going to send that. It's creating it right now, and then we can test it once it interviews us. So you always get a little interview here to clarify what type of skill. So what counts as deal related for you? Active pipeline, like in real estate. I want to see the deals that are coming through right now. So active pipeline threads, anything money moving, and I'll give you the list. So I want active pipeline, title companies, and make it specific to what you want to see, right? Active pipeline, title companies, anything regarding money. So this will pull in different payments due or wires needed, anything. So I'm going to put etc. so it knows not to only limit it to those things. So it'll be briefing me in chat as co-work as an artifact. But one better, I like it when it emails it to me, okay? The email draft should go full replies saved as Gmail drafts. Boom. Done for me. I want it 7 a.m. so it reads the previous 24 hours, right? So it's going to use those answers I input to give me the final skill. All right. Now, let's test it as it's running. We're going to say, give me my daily briefing, and let it finish here before we send that. The last thing beyond this, once we test it, is just to make sure it's scheduled and automated. Okay? So we want to go into the scheduled tab after this. But let's first see how well it did here, and then we'll make it on repeat and automated. Right on. So here we go. Give it a few more seconds. It's not going to take too long. One thing I love about Claude is it can be very specific to the skill versus generic. I think ChatGPT is a little more generic. Claude can build the skill and really recognize the skill without you having to prompt it. Okay, so if you ever just say, giving me my daily briefing, or I need my daily briefing, it'll know to pull up this skill and what you're looking for if you want to do it manually. You can obviously schedule it, which is what I'm going to show you, because that automation is so important. And this exact same workflow can be used for any SOP, for any team accountability check-in, or anything else you want to cover as far as repetitive automated tasks. Great for accountability, great for transparency, great for building weekly agendas before your team meetings. Again, you tell it the skill, you tell it how often to repeat, and this will do it for you either manually when you prompt it, or if you set up the scheduled task, you can go all the way there, which is awesome. So Claude is taking its sweet time here. This is good though. We've got some agents instigated and moving. They're going through Gmail, through calendar. It's pulling out the real details, okay? This is what we want. This will save you at least 30 minutes a day when it goes through and pulls out what is actually important in your day. And then sometimes you can say, give me my daily briefing, and make sure it focuses on my top 3 priorities for the week or this month. Okay? So if you haven't already told it that, maybe you've taken some notes and you said, this is what, it looks like for this week. This is my goal. I need to accomplish these 3 things. And so take a picture of your notes, upload it right here. Say add files or photos, upload a file of what you wrote down. Say this is what I have going on, and include it here. Then it knows exactly how it needs to prioritize the emails and the calendar tasks that it sees. That's awesome. We're going to skip through this and jump right to the end. Boom, done. Okay, so now I just finished it, and it's asking if I want to schedule it, or you can go into the scheduled here. And then it'll load, preparing my files. It's gone through and created a lot of details beyond what I gave it. So basically it tells me what is the highest leverage items and what would be the most important things and how to categorize it, etc. So it goes through all of those. But now we want to, it's already scheduled every day at 7 a.m. So what we want to go into is scheduled and check it out. Morning deal brief. Boom. Every day at 7 a.m. Okay? So anytime you want to run something, run it right through here, or you do a new task, create with Claude, or set up manually. Okay? So in here, we can include it like if you've made a clone or personal DNA folder like we did in the cohort, include that as part of your task. Okay? And then you want to be able to skip all approvals because you want it to automatically go through everything you've connected it to. That's the key, right? So yes, continue. You want to have that, and it says Claude will work and use connectors without pausing for approval, right? Because you want it to run automatically, okay? So we want, boom, and it's going to be summarize. It already tells you. Summarize my calendar and Gmail. Again, these are same projects. You want to do this over and over and over again, so that way you don't have to relearn something. This is the same skill you use over and over and again. Give me my daily briefing. Okay? And it'll do it. We want it daily. We want it 7 a.m. Bam. And default model, if you want to pick something, I always do probably one of the higher ones. Opus, Sonnet is totally fine. I think that'll work great for this kind of thing. So again, you've got it all set up. You've got it under your clone folder if you choose to do so. And then everything else is scheduled under it. Give me my daily briefing. It'll recognize the skill. Okay. And then you hit save. All right. I've already got it in here. It did it for me automatically. We can open it up and check it. Boom. It's got it all saved right here. And that is the beauty of automation. So it's active. And again, one thing you've got to make sure, your laptop is open or your computer is on, right? This fires only if the laptop or computer are open. It won't run on your phone, but it will run the next time you open your laptop. Say I didn't start until 8 a.m. that day, it'll open and run at 8 a.m. instead of 7, just because that's when I open my laptop. Okay? So that's the difference between working with AI and having it work for you. Again, so do this every time you want to automate a new task. And again, write down 5 things a day. And if those 5 things a day continue to be the same thing every day that you do, repetitive, automate them. Okay? Or at least focus on the top 3, and that'll be the biggest win in your business and in your life. Perfect. Comment if you have any other questions.